Joining us now is Ojy Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Ojy. We missed you yesterday.
You did?
But,
we really did.
You know,
were
stepped
in charge.
No, you're in charge.
You're in charge.
You delegated to me. And I had to make a feeble attempt.
Tundu, you were trending everywhere yesterday.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, you did amazing.
No, there's nothing like the real thing. So welcome back.
Tundu, Victoria,
MKO, Abiola.
The real thing is back.
Welcome back. Well, thank you for yesterday. Rufai, good morning. How are you?
Tundu was so sweet yesterday, I call her my liquid metal now.
Ndaboski!
Rufai, you cracked me up yesterday. I watched your segment. You were funny. Well, good morning to you, viewers. We begin what's trending in Nigeria. The governor of Benue State, Ortom, has reconciled a medical doctor with her husband, who she accused of physical assault in a video that went viral on Sunday. The governor's intervention came following a probe ordered by a television network, Channels TV, where the woman's husband works as a journalist. The doctor, named Ifeanyi Agbo, alleged that her husband, Pius Agbo, had consistently abused her in their marriage. The governor was quoted to have told the couple to settle their differences without resorting to violence and urged the couple to foster a stronger union that will serve as a model to others. Well, here's what the woman had to say after the governor's intervention.
First of all, I sincerely want to thank the governor of the state. He's really shown he's a father. I thank you, sir, for in the midst of your busy schedules, you've made out time to talk to us and advise us of taking your counsel, sir. And going forward, I intend to make my marriage work. I accept your apology, my husband. And to my people in Imo State, they were not happy about what happened at all. I please also want to plead with you to forgive my husband. And to my Auntie China, I also want to thank you. You've been like a mother to me here and a sister. Thank you for everything you've done. And to the rest of the world, I want you to have a place in your hearts to forgive my husband. In this time, I need your prayers for my family and my children. We have 4 children who are still very tender. And all we need now is your prayers. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is such an emotional story. But you know that statement she made, I intend to make my marriage work.
That's the worst part.
That was what got me there, because I don't know what that means. Does it mean that people that have failed or have gotten a divorce are failures, or I don't understand that. So that's a mentality a lot of people are upset about. But my concern was with the governor. An assault, an alleged assault is a serious allegation, and that's what he should have done first, was to investigate how that happened. And if it really happened, the man should be made to pay for his crime. I don't know if you guys saw the video. It was trending everywhere. I'll pull it up eventually. But it was horrific. If that really happened to that woman, that man should be locked up in jail.
I found that video deeply upsetting and triggering. It actually changed my mood for the rest of the day, frankly. And what she said about the governor, that he took his time and, intervened, which is nice of him, which is great, showing like a human side to governance. But I agree with you, Ojy. A crime was committed against this woman. And it goes back to this idea of women as chattel. We are not your chattel. A crime was committed against her. He should have been prosecuted for that crime. Well, she's a doctor, so she knows. The good doctor knows. For a disease that needs surgery, you don't apply a Band-Aid to it. This is a serious problem, what this man has done. It's not a simple conversation and say, okay, go off then and sail off into the sunset happily ever after. I'm sorry to sound negative. I doubt that that will happen. A man that can erupt into violence of that level, sit on her incisions, he has a problem, and it has to be addressed. And it's telling. What struck me the most in her video, in this video, is when her child said, sorry, mommy, it broke me. It broke me that a child has to witness his mother being attacked. And then in her video, in relation to what the governor had said, I'm going to make my marriage work. It's not up to her.
Yes.
It takes two. It takes her husband also not hitting her, not abusing her anymore.
Yes.
And I'm not sure that this intervention, I think it's too superficial to guarantee that outcome. He should have been made to pay, and he should have been taught a strong lesson. What he did to this woman is unconscionable. And a lot of people will be wondering how it is that she could have stayed in this marriage for so long. We are seeing it now. There's no need to wonder. This is the pressure on women to stay in marriages and tolerate the intolerable,
Yes.
because we are perceived as chattel. She is there saying she will make her marriage work as if it's somehow her fault
Yes.
that she was the victim of a crime. Ever since the first man, you're going to start with Pastor Tundu. Ever since the first man, Adam, told God it was that woman that you brought here, we have been blamed for everything, including the fact that her husband beat her. There is no reason. And even the fact that she, in her video, she said what happened to cause the fight that she alleges. Well, it wasn't a fight. It was a beating. She had to say why, because she knows
Tundu, you keep
our
referring to the
mentality.
video. For our viewers, before I come to you, Dr.
No, if I
Abati,
may
that
finish my
haven't-
sentence.
That haven't seen it.
Yes,
So
if I
because
may
keep
finish. Yes, if I
referring
may
to it,
finish.
yeah.
Before I lose my train of thought, I don't want to do that. I may already have done. She had to explain what happened,
Yeah.
because she knows that people
Right.
will ask, what did you do? That is a question that is so, it's an abomination to ask somebody, a woman, what did you do? There's nothing she could have done to deserve that. Nothing whatsoever.
Yes,
Well, you want to
let's
show the
quickly
video.
take the video before we come to Dr. Abati. For our viewers who haven't seen this video, let's listen.
Hello, people. My name is Ifeanyi. I'm a doctor. I've been married to this man, Pius Ambo of Channels Television, for 6 years.
Mommy J.
And for 6 years, I've known no peace in this marriage. It's been from one woman to another. Sleeps from one woman. Just had a baby. It was a cesarean section just about 4 weeks ago. Just because I told him to spend wisely and not spend on women so recklessly, considering that we have 4 children and these children have to be trained. That's why I got this beating. Tried to strangle me and all that. Sat on my incision and everything. My children were crying. And I was pregnant with this child. When the pregnancy was 3 months, it was the same thing. He would sit on my stomach, hit me, try to strangle me and all that. Calling him out, he works with Channels TV.
But I just
His name
cried.
is Pius Iroja Angbo from Benue State.
Mommy, sorry.
Thank you. Just for you to know, I thought I got married to a fellow human being. Though I saw a paper where he wrote prayer requests, even before he got married, I stumbled into that paper here. He wrote, thank God for saving him from hatred and abuse from women.
Look at this woman, Dr. Abati.
Yeah, this is a very serious subject, and it's very disturbing. Domestic violence is something to be condemned in every sense. Gender-based violence is also condemnable, if you want to use that particular expression. And, you know, there are enabling laws on the basis of which the journalist, Mr. Pius Agbo, could have been charged. I think the latest one is the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act of 2015. But what we're dealing with here is also a cultural dilemma. Tundu used the word that women are treated as a chattel. But you know, the traditional marriage institution in Nigeria is part of the victim of patriarchy in Nigeria. One of my most favorite stories is that apocryphal story about a woman who goes to the police station to report her husband after she had been battered. And the policeman will say, Madam, you came to police station to do what? What happened? Your husband beat you. Then, he's your husband. He married you.
Yeah.
He paid bride price. say, Madam, please go back home and settle your matter with your husband. It's apocryphal, but it's also, representative of what happens in Nigeria. So even if a lady goes to a police station to report that her husband had battered her and all that, she may not necessarily get help. Although in some states of the Federation, you have departments that have been created to, establish to assist women that are in distress. In this particular Dr. Agbo's case, Ifeanyiwa Agbo, she says she had been battered repeatedly for 6 years that she has been with the man. In this particular instance, she just put to bed about 4 weeks ago. She even had a cesarean operation. She could well have been killed. She could have died in the process. But if a woman is not yet ready to leave her husband, even if the man beats her every day, she will stay there. So while we condemn the husband, we think also that the lady also needs advice. She needs counseling. She needs the support of family and friends, because there is no guarantee that this Mr. Powers Agbo will not do it again. People who are violent, people who have anger management problems, not people like us who cannot fight, who will even be afraid that we'll get beaten, So, but if he's consistent, having anger management problems, he could do it again. And there's no indication that he was made to sign an undertaking that he will do it again. He will not do it again. So the question to ask is, okay, in the case of the wife, was she coerced? Was she forced? Was she intimidated by the authority figures?
Those are the questions.
The governor and his wife who got involved in the matter. Was there in the background pressure from family? Because you recall that the employers of Mr. Powers Agbo, Channel Television, they immediately issued a statement that the management does not condone this kind of behavior. And many employers of labor will also say, look, we don't encourage this. We can't have a violent-minded person, within our organization. So could it be that the woman was put under pressure? Now, as for the governor, yes, on the surface of it, we will say he's trying to, help this couple keep their family together. I don't want my family to break up. I mean, Samuel Ortom, the governor of Benue State, he was in the Jonathan government. I didn't know that he also has some special skills as a marriage counselor. So I bet he has shown that side of him now, as a marriage counselor. But the governor must go a step further to make sure that he helps to provide counseling for this couple and to ensure to get an undertaking, although I won't put more store by that, from this Powers Agbo, that he will never touch the wife again. And of course, my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies is this movie in which there was this lady who was subjected to violence, domestic violence, battery by the husband. I don't remember the title, but what this lady did, she then went and started taking karate lessons.
Oh, Krav Maga, J-Lo, enough.
Yes, enough.
Oh, I haven't seen. Oh, yeah.
The next time the guy tried it, she gave him a thorough beating and even killed him in the process. I'm not recommending murder.
I hope not.
But I'm quoting the movie.
That's what happened in
But the main message in that movie, is simply that domestic violence is unacceptable because it could go in any direction. So the couple, they need counseling, if not for anything, for their own sanity and also for the sake of the 4 children that they have.
Rufai, your take on this story?
Seeing something like that, and I'm quite very sad that the governor too intervened. Let's always allow the law take its course. The governor is supposed to be a custodian of those laws in the state. I'm sure the laws of the land as regards violence against people, I'm sure the governor might have ratified it with his own hands. And this was violence against a woman. It should be tried in court. I want civil society organizations to get it. Because if you don't do that, you're setting a bad precedent. What you've just told a lot of people is that you can beat a woman in Nigeria and go scot-free with it.
Correct.
That's what you just told a lot of people. Let's be realistic.
Yes.
So, for me, the governor aided and abetted criminality. Let's speak the truth. The problem in this country, we don't say the truth. He aided and abetted criminality in whatever guise. And the institution where he works too should look at that case critically. It has to be said. You can't do this thing. It's a power play. The reason why he's beating her is because he knows he can always beat her. Let's be realistic. It's because he knows he can always beat her. I dare you, if that lady too could fight back, he would have stopped it. And he will continue to do it. Somebody has been beating her in 6 years. He will continue. But like you made a very strong point, Dr. Abati, if the woman is not ready to leave, whatever we say, it's all null and void because it still rests on the woman. I have taken women to office of the public defender that their husbands are beaten to press charges. Before you know it, they called me back and they said the woman wants to drop the case. And the next thing, the woman told me to my face, Rufai, you want to scatter my marriage? It's true. So
yes, but battered women, their self-esteem is on the floor. They feel completely worthless. So it's very difficult to know your rights.
We need to stop it in society. What civil society organizations do, and many NGOs that collect money from international donors that don't do anything. This is a case you can follow up. I should not see court cases as regards that. It's not because we know he's not going to do it. It should be a deterrent. Let the law take its course. If the law takes its course, then things can calm down in society. We should stop saying, yeah, we have a patriarchal society. Yeah, it's culture. Well, yes, but let's not forget that culture is the way of people. And culture also evolves. Let's not forget, the Osu system used to be a big culture in most parts of Igbo land, but it evolved over the years. So why can't this excessively patriarchal culture that subjugates the rights of a woman, that make it easy for you to beat a woman and go scot-free, why can't we start to evolve?
You can rape your wife. You can rape your wife in Nigeria, and it's not a crime.
And nothing will happen. Why can't we start to evolve from that culture?
Sick.
So that's the conversation we should be asking.
Anyway, Pausai Agbo should seek help.
Yes.
He should be given the opportunity to have counseling. Yeah. We don't want, the basic advice to him, the parting shot is that he shouldn't love his wife only when he wants to make babies.
Yes.
Because the woman already 4 children. So it looks like the only time he's happy with the woman is when he wants to make babies.
I'm not even going to touch that.
Well, this is
you
such
should love her every day.
Story. Yes, and I think you're absolutely right. She should be. I'm not sure we have time to do our final story. I have one more story, which is about art, but
we can take that tomorrow.
We'll take it tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Ojy Okpe.
Thank you, Dr.
International supermodel.
Tell them.
Yes.